am I doing this every weekend here?
They're born in the jungle, raised by, this tribe, and
That's out there in party, drinking alcohol, doing drugs, having sex, and being in spaces that we shouldn't be.
we live in a world where we're more connected than ever, yet we still feel so alone. We create careers, businesses, and reputations, and oftentimes we lose ourselves in the process. Welcome to our very first episode of The Wake Up Call. I'm your host, Luis, and this podcast is a bridge between ancestral wisdom, spirituality, and our modern day lives. We're not just talking about medicine here, we're talking about a way of healing, a way to find our path to live our highest version of ourselves. Today, guys, I have a special guest, my shaman brother from Colombia, Ricardo, known as Sandro Del Viento. Ricardo's been working with the medicine over 20 years, and today is such an honor to be able to sit down with him to be able to discuss his journey as who Ricardo is, how he grew up, and what led to shamanism. So,
Thank you, Luis. Thank you for the invite to this post. Amazing idea you have, no? Creating spaces to be able to share some knowledge and some of our practices, culture, traditions, spirituality, healing, medicine, magic, Mother Earth, and plants, and many things. So I appreciate this space, to be able to share. So thank you. Very cool.
So we have you have a I would say a very good large audience that already knows who Ricardo is, yeah. But for those who don't know you, right, I want to start from the beginning, kind of understand where Ricardo was born in Colombia, your childhood, how you grew up, and what was your experience leading up to working with the medicine. So if you could, and share that piece with us.
Yeah, of course, I can share a little bit of my life. Definitely, I was born in Colombia, where I live all my life in a little town called Barranquilla. A normal family, medium class family. I went to college too, I studied, but since I was like 19 years old, I had my first encounter with what we call plant medicine, shamanic medicines, master plants, that have been used by traditions, around the world by thousands of years.
Yeah.
So definitely I got invited, into trying mushrooms, was my first journey, and it was a awakening, definitely, even though I didn't knew nothing about shamanism or shamans or healers or magic or energy, I was, as I say, a normal person that I just got invited to try a mushroom recreationally, even though we did it in a recreational way. Definitely every time I did the mushrooms, I was receiving information and teachings, that I didn't receive in school, that I didn't receive from my family. Nobody talked to me about important things of life, So the mushrooms kind of start talking to me directly through experiences and giving me information, awakening and valuable information for me that I never thought about, the importance. As an example, one of the first teaching of the mushrooms, they start to teaching me to use wisely my words,
Really?
and understanding that our words are energy, and understanding that I can create or I can destroy with my words. So it start bringing me and giving me awareness and mindfulness of the use of my words. Like telling me you shouldn't curse. Every word have a consciousness, a vibration. You should be positive. You should use this wisely to create, not destruct, not to put somebody down, to put somebody up, or to heal somebody, The importance of the words. I never received nobody in my life talking me this way to me. Hey, put awareness here. This is important in your life, and giving explanation why it's important. So I did recreational at mushroom, but I every experience I took this information out, that start transforming my life because I start applying in my life, changing these little details as to use wisely our words. So I did recognize immediately that these master plans definitely give us more mindfulness, more awareness of who we are, energetically or.
Yeah. So you weren't taught this at a very young age, were you? I mean,
No,
I know
no,
you were
no. I
raised by your
come.
mother, right? But
Yeah, I come from a normal family. I don't have a lineage as an example of
okay.
shamans, of healers. I think I had a grandfather, but no, that's when I say like a normal family, like in society, in
Yeah.
the Matrix, in the 3D. I
Yeah.
mean, so yeah, I wasn't introduced by my family or that I have that lineage. I was more
Yeah.
like an explorer and definitely searching.
Yeah.
I think each human being have a call,
Yeah.
and each human being have a destiny to accomplish and a mission in this life, and I think that's what it is all about.
Yeah.
This destiny that I was called to connect, with nature in this way through plants. So first plant was mushrooms, definitely. That kind of opened me up to this awareness and recognizing immediately, these are memories that we carry. So a lot of people say that we come here not to learn, we come here to remember.
Yeah.
As awakening a little bit, that immediately connection with Mother Nature, of the importance of recognize Mother Nature was something big in my life. It changed my life too,
Yeah. It's interesting because a lot of people have this perception that somebody like yourself, a shaman, they're born in the jungle, raised by this tribe, and they're the chosen one. They become they just come with a bunch of wisdom, and it wasn't like that for you. It was you were a simple kid growing up in Colombia, same childhood, just about just as any other kid. But something intrigued you, right? You talk about how you recreationally took mushrooms, right? And that kind of sparked your interest, your curiosity, and that kind of manifested to more experiences, right, along the way. So, at what point did you find yourself saying, okay, whether it was one ceremony, two ceremonies, at what point did you find yourself being like, okay, this is my path, or maybe it wasn't right away, right?
Well,
what is it? How was that?
that's I would say that is we say like a walk of life, not like a path of discovery, no?
Right.
That you don't discover this in three ceremonies, not even 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, no?
Yeah.
Depending exactly what we're talking about, no? Because if we talk about the path of ayahuasca or yahe that we call in Colombia, and then that's like a lineage, that's like a discipline, that's like a study. So each thing is different because shamanism can be very universal, you know? But personally, in my path, I started with mushroom, and after I encountered with yahe, somebody invited me to drink yahe. So I went as a normal person, searching experience, searching healing, I kind of feel called to this, the old ways, the traditional way. In Colombia, thank God, we still have a lot of tradition and knowledge kept by thousands of years, by indigenous native from the Amazon, that they have understand and passed this knowledge through thousands of years of plants, medicine, what each plant do, they have a lot of spiritual science, so that caught my attention. So definitely for me it was a trajectory of many years to discover in myself, hey, let's say concept wise, I'm a healer, or I'm good for this, or I want to become a shaman or a healer or a plant medicine person, so it took many years. I started as a patient, going and drinking with taitas that we call in Colombia. Taitas refers like to a father. That's the translation of the word. Taita means father, so it's kind of a father figure, a grandfather with a lot of knowledge over their life, drinking medicine, gathering knowledge of different, of all kind, universal knowledge, no? And they dedicate themselves, no, for exploration, and with their knowledge they help people. So for me it took many years of drinking medicine, no? As I said, I went to the first taita, I drink 1 year in the first place, no? Healing myself, learning from everything, from the medicine, from ceremony, the work they're doing, how they're healing people in an incredible way, like the results that these ceremonies give to people, you know. Personally, my own journey of healing start changing my life. I start being more mindful of a lot of things that I never thought it was important in life. So it's a journey. So it started awakening me. So after the first year, I started drinking with another shamans. One of the shaman, it was the first time that he came out of the jungle, you know, to visit more like the cities and this. So I started having a path with them, you know. I started another year with them, just walking and coming as a patient and drinking with them, and I was coming regularly. So there started being a friendship directly with the shaman, you know. He was very accessible. Other shamans are even hard to approach, to talk to them, because they're very busy and this in other places, you know. With this one, it was more young, so very approachable. So we make friendship, and after 1 year and a half minimum of drinking with him every weekend of my life, you know, it was ceremony every weekend. And then I decided, you know, this cost me, I'm talking about 2 years, 3 years. This really clicked on me. I'm like kind of learning from the medicine, so I wanted to learn more. My intention, I wanted to learn how to heal myself and how to help people as well. So I decided to learn, and we in Colombia, my taita always say, you want to learn, you have to go to the kitchen, you have to go to the jungle. So, and then, okay, that was my first journey. Probably I had 21, 22 years, and then I went to the master of my master too, you know, to the jungle, to his kitchen, to go directly to the root of the medicine, where this shamanism is, this knowledge is. So I started just going to indigenous communities, a native community, going to the jungle, drinking medicine, you know, the same, healing myself. That's where it is at, you know. The most we heal ourselves and we know ourselves, and then we're able to help other ones as well, and know other people much better where they're at, you know.
I got a question, because I know you talk about how you kind of your path led you to your elders and the taitas in the jungle, and there was a point in time where you kept going, right? You kept going because it was called for you to go sit with the medicine. So there were some sacrifices that were made. You know, what sacrifices did you have to make that were big, that you hold, that you know to this day, this is what I had to do, this is what I needed to do? And in other words, you know, if I didn't make the sacrifice, I don't know where I would have been, right? So, you know, what sacrifices did you make? I know it wasn't that easy, right?
No, not easy. It wasn't that easy. I think this is the most strong thing I had to pass in my life, the experiences in the same path of medicine, to be able to learn, you know, because in the path of ayahuasca or yahe, we learn through experience, you know, in the ceremony with medicine, and after in our life, you know. We always say that the medicine continue working with us, moving things, putting tests, you know. More when we decide that we want to learn with her. The tests definitely come in a very strong way to us, because in Colombia, our culture, we see, okay, you want to be a shaman, and then the same spirit of ayahuasca is going to test that person to see if it's strong enough to hold the space. So, and our same masters will put tests very strong to us to see if we have enough strong spirit to be able to do this work. Because in Colombia,
do you remember that experience where you got put to the test the first time?
Oh, many times, many times. I got tested in many ways by my own shamans, the same path and the same ayahuasca. So talking about the sacrifice, I mean, as I I say, I was a regular person, no, going into college and this, or completely into society, the program where people are at in society, no?
Yeah.
We go to college and the people normally at that age, people are like more like exploring life, experiencing party and romance and all of this. And I thought that was a part of my life too. But since when I started college, I was already drinking medicine. So definitely it's a path and a disciplines, to learn from the ayahuasca. So sacrifice definitely is a style of life that we start walking, because ayahuasca gives us awareness that we have to take care a lot of our energy in our life and ourselves. So in the sense of sacrifice, let's say a regular person, when you're young, 20, 22 years, you're thinking they're on party, I remember drinking ayahuasca, every weekend while I have my friends all having fun and party. I was drinking ayahuasca, like vomiting, cleaning myself, cleaning my shadows, like in that sense. I remember one day vomiting, and I raised up and I'm like, why am I doing this every weekend here, drinking medicine and vomiting, this sacrifice of just like healing ourselves, that sometimes the journey itself is challenging, because you have to face your shadows to be able to heal your shadows. So in that sense, a sacrifice, the discipline of maybe not being like a regular person, just out there in party, drinking alcohol, doing drugs, having sex, and being in spaces that we shouldn't be, that are not good energetically for us. So the discipline with the food too. So definitely we hold the diet, we try to eat the most healthy and more natural way, the most natural way for us, because ayahuasca is nature, is natural. So the discipline of ourselves to maintaining integrity, to not permit the power, our shadows, darkness to contaminate our ego, to contaminate our heart, that we start like abusing a little bit of power or the same knowledge. And so maintaining in integrity and maintaining in light, because we live in this dimension that is the duality. So I always explain to people, you find the duality everywhere. If it's in the religion, if it's in the path of medicine, if it's in yoga, if it's in the government, there's always good people trying to do good and other people definitely trying to destroy. That's the duality. So I pass strong challenges as spiritual challenges, because one day my title say, how can you heal somebody if you have never been sick and don't understand sickness? How can you remove an entity for somebody, or a witchcraft or a black magic, if you don't know what is that? So I click on me, and what happened in my life is that personally I had to experience all of those things: confusion, death, sickness, spiritual attacks, black magic, the envy. So it comes in for ourselves to experience, and that was very strong for me.
I believe there's, you mentioned about the sacrifices. A lot of people who've stepped into ceremony, and I'll speak from my own experience. You mentioned, you're in ceremony and you're thinking, why am I here? I've had the same experience. I'm like, I'm here 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm doing this, right? I'm paying this money to do this. But deep down, that's at the moment because I'm going through the medicine, but I'm healing myself. And you made a very good point that my older brother, Aaron, used to tell me, which was, you can't give what you don't have. And it seems like the experience that you needed to go through and have of life, right, to be able to understand what other people are going through, that was vital in all this. So it seems like the question I was going to ask you until you told me was, what kind of training did you go through? Did you have to buy a manual, from the Shaman store? I don't know. But it seems like the best teacher was not only sitting with the medicine, but also the experience of life,
Experience of life, definitely. If you're awake enough, you can read and understand from life itself. It's a school too. So in Colombia, the elders, there's things written down. Even the elders, they say that to get the knowledge, you have to sacrifice yourself, and sometimes even suffer.
Yeah.
And sometimes they say you have to drink a strong medicine. Man, the shamans in the jungle, our titans, the amount of medicine they drink in these two levels that any other person couldn't.
Yeah.
But they have the strength to do so, but it puts them even to cry and to suffer a little bit, so they can open the doors of heaven and navigate over very high. So it's very common. I said at the beginning, I drink ayahuasca and I suffer and I cry until I learn.
Yeah.
I learn, and then I learn how things are and to hold space, and many things to be able to drink, and now it's different. Now we don't suffer like before. But
so Taitas, you say they drink every day or drink frequently. Yeah.
Definitely.
What does it look like for shamans? I'm curious to know. Like, I know sometimes spaces like this, you hold ceremonies. I would imagine in a group gathering, maybe twice a month. I'm sure you have other private sessions, but that requires you to step into that as well, right? So every session that you're having, you are drinking the medicine, yeah. And how does that? What does that do to you? I mean, does it drain you? Does it revive you? What does it allow for you? What does it allow for you, or the medicine to bring into your life?
No, first of all, I mean, to be able to do this work, if I didn't drink the same medicine, I would be completely drained of energy. So for us, that's why it's important that we maintain drinking the medicine to maintain that energy, the information, the consciousness, the spirit of the medicine with us, because definitely we're not the ones that heal. Definitely, we always say, thank God first. For God is the one that heals. The medicine help us heal. Maybe a shaman can help as well. But through us, I believe a lot of spirituality comes through. No, that's why we commune with the energy of Mother Nature and the medicine. The same ayahuasca, because ayahuasca is the one that gives us the energy, the protection, and she's the one that intuitive or can make us see or observe or feel or see what is happening in each situation with each person. So the same medicine, when we drink, the same medicine is the one that guides us, to do the work as well. So that's why every time it's like our fuel, definitely. Our fuel of energy, we can say, is the same medicine, and it's our protection as well. And now, more than we deal with energies, with density of all levels, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, sickness, density, bad energy. So we work with this, because when we drink ayahuasca, everything opens up and all of this manifests. So the shaman, when this manifests, the prayer of the shaman is clearing that out of the life of the person. So we're working directly to an energy. And let's say if it's an spiritual energy, so there is something behind the person, something spiritual. And if I'm going to remove that from a person, so I'm working directly with an energy that doesn't want to get removed. So that energy, definitely, it's an encounter. Right. So if we don't have ayahuasca in our system, that is our belief as shamans, her spirit is protector, with energy is strength, to be able, to fight for people to remove their density in this. But if we don't have that fuel and there is an interaction of energy, if we're not strong enough, and then we start contaminating our life. Right. Simple. If somebody have bad luck or depression, let's say, and I go and do a healing, I share ayahuasca, and I start working with the energy of this person. Maybe I finish ceremony, everything is good. Then I go to sleep, and next day I start waking up feeling depression, feeling thoughts like that, like filtration of low vibration, because I grab the energy of the person now. And the shaman is an expert, definitely, of transmuter and transformation of energy, as the same ayahuasca help us. And that's what we are, helping transmute density in people,
No exorcism, though. That's not a consideration. People think when you say you remove something, or if somebody has bad energy is what? It could be bad spirit,
Oh, I
right?
mean, many different levels. When people think exorcism, they think the movie is like,
Right.
that is not like that. Now, like ayahuasca can have very powerful effects, and it's not common to see
Yeah.
somebody like that, but it can happen. It's definitely an exorcism. Sometimes there's just people dealing with their own shadows.
Yeah.
Some people definitely have entity attachment, low vibration spirit attached, some kind of magic done to the person. So when the
Right.
person drinks medicine, it can manifest, and they can have direct experience with that energy. That in that sense, that's the most beautiful thing, because
Right.
when it comes down to spiritual things, what do you do if you don't have the knowledge? You go, if you're Catholic, you go to a priest for him to pray you and protect you and clean you. But sometimes
Right.
it's not just that simple, no?
Yeah.
So you can go and consult a person, I don't know, a psychic, a medium, a tarot reader, a shaman, and this, and you are always going to have a perspective from outside. But the beautiful with the medicine is that it helps you directly to see what is going on with your life.
Yeah.
What is going on with my energy? What is going on with my spiritual channel?
Yeah.
What is going on with my mind? What is going on with my feelings? What is going on with my body? So it's an investigation, it's
Yeah.
to sit down and concentrate with God in the medicine to show us, because I always say definitely these are medicine for ourselves to be able to see. To see that we don't see normally, to get awareness of that we're not aware,
Yeah.
especially of ourselves as human beings in our lives. So that's something beautiful about medicine. Is no fear of, some people have fear, I'm gonna go and see my demons, and it is not like that. Medicine have the polarities too.
Yeah.
If you're vibrating good, and this normally people have this beautiful experience,
Yeah.
So it is like that, yeah.
So we talk about, we say the word medicine, right? La medicina, medicine. Some people don't understand that because we're here, they've heard the word ayahuasca, yake. But if for those who have not heard of yake, ayahuasca, right? How would you explain it to somebody, especially for those who are coming in for the first time, or not even coming in for the first time? You, the audience right now, seeing this. Well, how would you explain it?
Simple. I mean, ayahuasca is a plant medicine. Why? Because it helps to heal a lot of sickness, disease. I have heard many cases even of cancer.
Yeah.
Many kind of different kind of disease. No.
Yeah.
Even depression, anxiety. Ayahuasca has saved so many lives of people wanting to kill themselves, people not finding their way, people in drug addiction, people in cancer, people that can't walk. Because I even have seen people that can't walk in a wheelchair, people that have pains in their body, and they're medicated years and years, not resolving their sickness, not resolving their issue, and drinking ayahuasca, maybe one vomit, and like, oh my goodness, I can walk again. What happened here? That fast, and like, it looks like a miracle, no?
Yeah.
But I explain to people that ayahuasca definitely is a medicine that is a purgative plant, and the shamans, especially in the jungle, the shamans knows a lot of different plants that helps you drink, and you have different properties and help the person to purge. So through the purging is how we eliminate sickness, density, emotion, energy, even our thoughts, even our fears, any spiritual energy that we can have. The medicine through the effect and the purge, like all is like a purgative, like a liberation, like a cleansing. So yeah.
Yeah. No, so one of the questions that I've been asked before is this something that I could just do in my own home? Right? Like, can I go buy this brew on the over the counter?
Where I come from, in Colombia, our tradition, I could say that it's very crazy. It's very crazy. Even me, after I had to drink more than 7 years to be able to decide to drink alone. For us, alone myself, after drinking 7 years of my life, I was able to have the permission, and the same shamans gave me the medicine for me to drink alone. But even though it's a lot of respect, a little like, but of course, I'm talking about 7 years drinking every weekend of my life, I was prepared already. So as a shaman, I had to do it, Okay, now one day I'm not gonna have my master. I'm gonna have to, continue my path alone. But this is not recreational. This requires a ceremony. This requires a person with a lot of experience already. As I explained at the beginning, this is a path for us that we have to pass many, many different tests and many different experiences to be able to understand. And even though I say I have been drinking this medicine 20 years of my life, and I could say that I just know a little bit, really, a little bit in 20 years. So our elders definitely are people with a lot of knowledge, knowledge that they have gathered. So it is not something to do alone and at home. And I have received people that come to ceremony that and this is common, they start exploring maybe with DMT. Not in a natural way, not directing a ceremony, not ayahuasca, just buying DMT, chemical, and this is completely different. And there have been people that start, like Sauconauts, started exploring just like that, Personally, me, I never wanted to drink medicine alone without the guidance of the shaman, because they know what is happening in experience. They have a lot of knowledge of it, what they're doing. So I have received people, exploring with DMT and this, and I say all this medicine, they open us, That's why we protect the space. That's why the presence of the shaman is very important, because we can open ourselves to spiritual encounters. And if we don't have knowledge in this, and then you are exploring different realms, of your conscience, and different realms that exist, spiritual realms, and energies can get attached. And then the energy of the shaman is the one that is going to prevent, because the energy, the knowledge, the spirit of the medicine is there, preventing for things like this to happen, So I received person exploring DMT, and after they have come, I just met them for the first time, and like, I have been doing this DMT 3 years, but one day I had this experience, and I start seeing this darkness in my room, and after that experience, I start experiencing very bad luck in my life, and conflict and problems and depression and all of this, and like, that's the problem when they don't have the knowledge, and they just open themselves with these kind of medicines,
Spirit,
they open themselves, and after they're confused, after something can get attached, and they don't have the knowledge of what's happening, how to clean. So definitely people like that have come to drink ayahuasca, and actually we do the opposite. Now we have to help remove whatever got attached. That is nothing so easy, and that's the spiritual science right there. It takes many years to be able to have that energy, the capacity, and the knowledge to be able to help people when they're at like that. So
so I've had friends that seeing the content that you post that I've shared to educate the people, the audience. I think it's important for people to understand what ayahuasca is. I want to ask. It seems like the medicine is, for me, when I think of the medicine, I come with it with respect, because she's shown me a lot of things that the naked eye wouldn't be able to see in real life in this matrix that we live in. And so the medicine, it's sacred, and I ask, why is it sacred in indigenous traditions? Why is it held like, so highly up there, right? Why does the shamans or the titans hold it so dearly to themselves and hold that wisdom? Not want to say hold, but have that wisdom, and nobody could just go and Google this stuff. Nobody can just go YouTube it. You're going to find some stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But why is it so sacred?
Because I believe first of all, it's a very powerful medicine, Second, as I was explaining, it opened us, our consciousness, it opened us, our spiritual channel to experience spiritual realms. It's a plant that it have its own spirit, and a plant that have been there beside, teaching the way and teaching many things in life. So it's very sacred because it's very spiritual, because it opens us to a spiritual level. So it's very sacred because of the processes and the profundity that we can experience with medicine. Only the ones that have drink medicine, can know the depths of where this medicine can take you. We say in Colombia, you can't lie to God. You can
Absolutely
lie
not.
to yourself, but
Absolutely
you
not.
can't lie to the medicine, because the ayahuasca is gonna be able to go in your most depth levels that you wouldn't imagine that it exists inside of yourself. So
Yeah.
it can put you in processes very delicate, in a
Yeah.
sense, in a spiritual level, because a lot can be happening: transformation, spirit, your ancestor,
Mm-hmm.
Mother Nature, God helping in a process. So that makes it definitely very sacred, no?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's why people have some difficulty in ceremonies because, and again, this is something that I've gone through myself. Surrendering, right?
Surrendering.
Surrendering, allowing the medicine, facing yourself. I think that was it is one of the. If you resist with anything, you're definitely gonna get some pushback because she's God and Pachamama is gonna tell you, no, no, no. You need to know
Definitely.
this. There's a reason why you're here sitting in ceremony, right? So I think the biggest thing is coming in, if you're going to attend the ceremony, is to attend with an open heart, right? Have the intention set. Maybe you don't always know, but deep down in your consciousness, you know why you're here.
Yeah.
Not everybody just gets called over here to go sit with the medicine. I think that is important, is to know your intention coming in, surrendering. You're gonna feel some uneasiness, but she's gonna show you. God is gonna show you what
Definitely.
the truth. And the truth is hard for some people to face, right? Sometimes they
can be.
neglect this stuff and they don't want to deal with it.
Exactly.
But I've seen your work, Ricardo. I've seen the ceremonies, the way you guide them. It's beautiful. Every time, I attend, seems like every month I'm here. What I call it, I take a cup of love, right? And I accept it with love.
Beautiful way, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I've seen a lot of people come, attend numerous times and come and go. And I see them like a few months apart, but it's beautiful. So, somebody who's never attended, and I need to ask this question because I'm getting asked this question quite frequently. Again, the content that we share, they're going to provoke a lot of questions.
Okay.
So, coming from you, what should a person who's never attended, let alone just now knowing what ayahuasca is, what should a person expect when they attend their first ceremony? Here, let's talk about here, okay? What should they expect when they attend one?
Well, hopefully not to expect, because base maybe based on expectation. It happens to a lot of people. They bring high expectations, and after they're
Yeah.
waiting for that moment, based on their expectation, and like probably that expectation of waiting in one moment something should happen, and this maybe the same expectation even can block the person. But I mean, what can we receive, from attending a ceremony? I mean, how it can change our life completely, amazing and beautiful. How maybe not much happens, definitely too, no?
Yeah.
You never know, because it depends on how much you want it.
Yeah.
It depends on how much faith you put in.
That's right.
There's people sometimes, what can they think maybe it's a drug, and they kind of experience this and they take it away. For ourselves, it's most sacred, and the spirit of the ayahuasca is there, and she knows when somebody come more to experiencing this, and maybe not so much happen, because I just show you, yes, psychedelic effect and this, but there is no God, no faith, no prayer, because ayahuasca, you want to experience psychedelic, I give you what you want. But when persons come maybe sick, or maybe in points of not wanting to live, wanting to die, to suicide, people with sickness that they can't find help with any kind of doctors, and they don't know how to resolve and what problems, and with ayahuasca definitely can show you the root of your problem.
Yeah.
Now, normally attending a ceremony, because it's not just you drinking, you know, the ayahuasca, it's everything that happens around, even the same circle of people. You know, I believe God works in mystical ways. You never know, maybe you don't feel much ayahuasca, but somebody comes and give you 3 words that maybe that click on you and change your life, no? What can you expect? Good energy. Good energy coming your way. Prayers, blessing, opening up, love. Very common things that people experience. Like after ayahuasca, I react differently. Before I used to react this ugly. Oh, I feel great in my life. I feel clean. I feel calm. I feel more light because definitely every ceremony we kind of take our density, you know. And the shaman there is praying and doing cleansing and moving energy, helping remove any density of the person, so people feel more enjoy, more calm, less anxiety, more clear, knowing what to do in life. If it's about sickness, people that come with depression, anxiety, a lot of them immediately no more depression, no more anxiety. Other ones, they learn tools and more awareness about what they do, and they start a journey of healing little by little their depression, their anxiety. I have seen people that are like addicted to coke, like very addicted to different substances. Maybe in one session of medicine, the person stop immediately their addiction. So what you can expect and receive normally is gonna be good. That's why we call it medicine. Good for our life. If you have to see something, experience something, heal something, clean something, transform, forgive, if it had to happen, it's gonna happen in pro of something good in our life. That's why we always trust definitely in the process that the medicine can give us, because every time you drink is different.
That's true.
It's never the same. Because if not, imagine 20 years drinking and experiencing the same, how we're gonna learn? That's so mystical.
Is it always different for you?
Is every time is different in the same amount, the same medicine, but you're gonna experience something different. You know, you never know where it can take you. So we say ayahuasca is like a book of life. When you drink, you give direction with your intention. At least, God, I'm here to heal my depression and this. But maybe ayahuasca coming like more than important is for you to see your fears. These fears or these traumas over here. I'm gonna help you heal this, because this is the cause root of all your depression in life and this. So maybe ayahuasca can take you to the root, and through the experiences of the medicine, you can resolve, you can heal, and then come back to your present moment with something resolved, an issue from the past that you never look at it, that you never let go, and this. Now you're able to do that process and come here to the presence without that baggage. So your present moment is going to be completely different. So
one of the things that I've personally gone through is, you know, we're in here in ceremony and I'm doing the work. We're doing the work. We go out after a weekend of sitting with the medicine, and you face the matrix again. You face the folks that you constantly pass by throughout, like whether it's at home, whether it's at work, friends. So breaking those old habits, you know, it can be challenging, right?
it is.
And so the preparation, and not just for a first timer, the preparation mentally, spiritually, you know, what should somebody do? I get it. Like me, I know how to prepare. But I've sat in quite a few ceremonies now. But somebody coming in, how should I get ready if I'm new? You know, you're thinking about all the things that I used to do, the drinking, the thoughts, the temptation, the lust, the whatever it is that you got going on inside your consciousness, right? What does that preparation look like? What do you suggest to people that want to attend something like this and, you know, taking it serious? How should they prepare?
Yeah, well, here in this church in Ancestral Spirit Tribe, we help the person with a preparation, you know. We provide that information on how to prepare. It's just an advice. It will depend on each individual and each consciousness. As I say, somebody take it very seriously and they do a diet and this. And I think the medicine knows, here, my son or God, my son is doing this sacrifice. He's taking care. He really believes. Blessings comes. Other people don't put too much much effort and this, it could be very different, the relationship,
Yeah.
So definitely we give a list of preparation, especially with the diet. Now we call it a diet. No, I always say eat the most natural. Now you can say maybe in this culture, and that's not very clear. Eat the most natural, but at least not processed food. Try to buy the most natural food that comes from the earth, and especially try to prepare yourself so you are working with your energy. The energy for us is the most important thing in this practice. But eating more natural, I'm gonna give a little bit example. Maybe no pork, no processed food. If you eat beef, maybe replaced by fish, or eat less beef. More vegetables, more water, more fruit. Maybe not spices. More like a little salt if you want a condiment.
No spices?
Yeah, no spices, no salsa, no ketchup, no mustard, no.
Oh, wow.
Avoid fried things. If the case too, if you eat too much fried and this, avoid. Try to eat maybe more soup so you have the blood more liquid too. It's very important to have our blood very liquid for those that eat a lot of beef. So in that sense, so we are a little bit less dense. So normally in Colombia we recommend more fish, more white, just in case for those persons are not vegetarian, no fast food, definitely eating burger or pizza, at least minimum 2 days, so your vessel is more clean, because medicine help us clean out density, toxicity, from our blood, our organs. So the more clean we come, the medicine kind of is gonna be able to show more. But the most dense you come, the medicine first have to remove all the layers of density for you to be able to connect and see. So for ourselves, very important the sexual energy that we recommend to people, at least minimum 2 days without a sexual energy, to not drain your spiritual energy. That is our sexual energy. Is like the fuel, It's like the spiritual energy. It's very sacred as well, So for us that is important, As you say, the things in our consciousness. Some people might experience when they're gonna come and drink ayahuasca more of that darkness and temptation, wanting for us not to come, Maybe even then a friend is inviting more to a party, in the alcohol, the same thing, and things like that can happen in life. Distraction and the other side. If you want to come in here, there's always another side that doesn't want you to get the correct path. So this is for us. When we are in medicine, and this is not coincidence. This is where we should be, and for our good, because this medicine is always good for ourselves,
Yeah, I think it's so when you mentioned, it kind of rang a bell for me. You talk about, you get the temptations, like as soon as you're coming into ceremony or right before, like, should I attend, should I not attend, should I go and have fun, drink alcohol with my friends? Honestly, now, I've never been someone to go out, at least the majority part of my life, to go out. I experienced that. That wasn't my scene, obviously. But there is other things outside of alcohol and sex. There's going to be problems. Hey, I got car trouble, but you probably have a means to make it to the ceremony, and that's happened to me. In a few, I think it was in December. I was having some car trouble, and I said, "Through hell or high water, I don't care if I had to take an Uber or if I have to walk. I'm gonna make it here." Thank God, fortunately, I made it here with my car. I'm in a new car now, a new truck, but those things do happen. Things get thrown in your way, and there are obstacles to kind of slow you down, prevent you from coming. But the healing piece is very important. And again, I will speak from my own experience. If you really, really want it, Ben, if you truly want to heal, you're gonna put in the work. You're gonna have to face those dark thoughts, those demons that are, in your conscious. Which I want to ask you a question. You being somebody who, again, you're doing this weekly, however frequent that is. What is the biggest lesson the medicine has taught you?
Oh my goodness!
I know that's a loaded question, brother, but I have to ask, man, because it's one that I personally want to know. What was the biggest lesson the medicine has taught you?
Man, so many lessons in life for ourselves to learn, but to select one is very hard to say a big lesson because every time, as my master said, the most we learn, the less we know.
Wow.
The most we
I
learn,
remember
the
you
less we
saying
know.
that. Yeah.
The more awareness we open, the less I know I don't know nothing because this universe is vast, it's very big,
Yeah.
of mysteries and a lot of things that we haven't understand as humans,
Yeah.
as other realms and parallel realms, and it's not just the existence these eyes can perceive.
Yeah.
It's different kind of other existence here, very like interconnected just by
Yeah.
a little thin bell we can perceive, but it's like another world. So that's a big teaching for me, all the spirituality and understanding of energy and dynamics of this universe,
Yeah.
psychologies of human being, and the path of healing. No, that's something very interesting. People, oh, I don't need that, I'm not sick, I don't need nothing of healing. No, yeah, for us the process of healing, as individuals and human beings especially, is a lot related to work with our shadows, because as I explained at the beginning, we live in the dimension of duality. As we have a good voice of an angel talking here, sometimes we have a lot of, and we have shadow. We have compassion, love, and good vibration energies. We have other ones that might be not so nice, and that could be affecting our life, our relationships, based on our identity, our ego. And sometimes people are having the same cycles and problems in life and they're not recognizing what is happening with them.
Yeah.
And specifically, ayahuasca is for that, to open ourselves and go deep inside ourselves and check who we are, how we're doing, how we're being. So definitely we have inside of ourselves certain characters that you can call shadows, shadow works are low vibration energies, that's what we call ascension, healing path. Healing ourselves as human being is transforming our life and transforming our being into a better being, maybe taking care more of our temple, loving more ourselves, more mindfulness of what we do in life in every step and decision, what we consume and how it can contaminate our deep level of shadows that rule our lives, so it's a path of healing. Is similar, I would say, the same to as other ones call spiritual ascension. The most we heal and we become like we work in our shadows, we become better human beings. From my belief, is like we are more close to the consciousness of God, because the consciousness of God will needs good sons, good warriors of light that really walk in this path with integrity, completely helping other human beings to awaken and to open consciousness and kind of getting the same track of wanting to heal ourselves. So hopefully one day we have a more peaceful world with more understanding between each other and less ego, and more unity and less of separation.
Yeah, there has been, I'm sharing this with you because I've had, people that, and even throughout ceremony or outside of this place, you got the people who sometimes feel a victim, right? They don't understand. I never did any wrong to anybody, right? Is there something that could be causing them to go through difficulty in life? And I'm speaking from their ancestors. Is there something that could be passed down, like karma, that people deal with now? We talk about, hey, be careful with how you treat people, because that could obviously impact yourself and the generations ahead. Is that such a thing? Is that something that people experience? Is that something that's true that you know of?
Yeah, personally, I'm a believer that things work like that. I believe on karma. I believe that somehow we pay the bad actions, we have done, not maybe by a judge out there, but the same life, we definitely what you put out there, you receive too, the law of attraction, the law of correspondence, laws of the universe, how energetically this universe work is very interesting. So definitely I believe on karma. I have seen many different people, healing themselves and their lineage, their ancestors. Personally, my own story, I define, and I could see with the medicine the how the karma of my dad passed through me. And the medicine showed me this is why you do this in your life, and you have the smoke with you and tobacco, because my father used to be like that and this, and it was something that it killed him and this. So I say some people that come to ayahuasca, sometimes we come to heal ourselves, but healing ourselves, we're healing our ancestors as well. When we work with, as an example, karmas, things that they did wrong, or things that they should have done and didn't did. So that can pass through generations. You can see courses, black magic done in a generation, and if it's not clean or something, it can continue passing down. If it's through a sickness, if it's through a disease, energetically, DNA, spiritually, is in the lineage. So that's very typical, of course, in a family being course, until somebody comes and breaks. Alcoholism, if you normally a person, let's see the lineage, the grandfather, the father, you come down, alcoholism is still like in the family, certain sickness, certain karmas, karmatic things in life that people, if somebody doesn't break that karma, it continue passing to future generations. So I have my personal experience with that, and definitely I have seen a lot of people seeing, experiencing, and understanding and healing things that comes from our ancestors. Definitely.
No, I too have gone through the same experience, attending here. Stuff that I didn't realize that I needed to heal. My parents, grandparents, and it went on. I asked the question because it's a question that I wanted to understand a little bit more, to add closure to that. But it's interesting. I encourage everybody, the audience, the viewers here watching this, if there is somebody who wants to heal, I know sometimes, and I'll be the first one to say it, guilty of it, is I sometimes resisted that healing, because I was like, no, my ego got in the way. No, I'll muscle through this because I'm a man, or whatever that means. We're programmed, especially men, at a very young age to muscle through life, right? You're the provider. You're to do this. You're to do that. And my brother, who I give credit to, and to this day he's stubborn, he won't accept the credit, but I think that's just him being a big brother. I always tell him that saying that you told me as a young kid, you can't get what you don't have, right? I was stubborn until I finally got tired of it and said, hey, I'm tired of this life that I'm living, right? And not just the life that I'm living, but if I am, and currently am, helping other people, I can't get what I don't have. So a message for people, the last message you would give somebody, not the last message, but a message you would give people who are really trying to heal but can't seem to cross over that hump. What is that message to you, to them?
No, to search and research. There is a lot, a huge universe, knowledge and things to understand and learn. So definitely there are different currents, spiritual paths, Something very important for me, at least, and every human being, is to have a balance between the material world and the spiritual world. You pick your spiritual path. Ayahuasca can be a spiritual path, but not because you are in the path of ayahuasca and then you can't be Catholic, or you can't be Muslim, like you can't practice yoga. No, this is not a religion. This is a way, a plant that help us oxygen the blood, clean our organs, purge any negativity, and it can show us and teach us you know. So for people to have courage and not fear of drinking something that is beneficial for us, you know, if it's medicine and known like that, it had to be a reason why, you know. So why am I gonna afraid to drink something that is gonna be beneficial for me? It's gonna bring more awareness, more mindfulness. But some people still in the fear, and the fear, you know how the fears are. And this is a plan to specific to learn from our fears, release our fears. But some people still having fear of the unknown. You know, so. To not have fear will be an important thing, and to have a balance in between the material world and the spiritual. That's where I see a lot of people just focusing on work and doing money and this and what else I can buy, and connection and spirituality, God, nature. People tend to be living in the outside, in the distraction, phone, information, but they never do this and look inside, you know. There is a lot of information inside. The thing is that we have the doors closed and we don't know better. And ayahuasca open us and we start finding inside understanding thing of ourselves. So it becomes a career, it becomes a school where I understand now where, and then it becomes something in life, your healing path. Some people start drinking more medicine, some people maybe once in a year, two in a year, maybe that's what they need, you know. Some people want more, some people need more. So it depends on each case, but
Beautifully well said, man. Beautifully well said. Well, Ricardo, I appreciate your time, man. You've shared a lot of wisdom today. It's always an honor, whether you're here doing this, spending time raking the leaves outside, like we did not too long ago, or sitting in ceremony, man. It's not, you know, we're gonna be doing this more frequent, but I'm very honored to be able to sit and be able to, you know, sit down and have this conversation with you. So I encourage everybody, you know, who the audience, if this message resonated with you, you know, please feel free to share, you know, for somebody who would benefit from this. And as always, you know, stay grounded, stay curious, and walk your path with respect. So, thank you, Hermano.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you.